About a year ago, I was training with the Olympic Gold Medalist for Nordic skiing. His name is Billy Dumont. And the way that we structured the training is we were in Park City, Utah. And he was speaking at a mastermind that I was at. And I went up to him. I was like, let's go train. Because Nordic skiing is one of the most cardiovascularly challenging sports in the world. He's older now. He won the Olympic gold medal years ago. But I said, dude, let's go train. And I want you to put me through the ringer because I thought that I was hot shit, obviously. So Park City, you're already at a high elevation, but he said, okay, meet me at my house. And first off, I met him at his house, and then he said, hey, we need to go take some couches out at my other friend's house. So he took me. We ended up picking up all his friend's furniture and moving it at this like massive house for some reason. Anyway, besides the point. And then he said, all right, let's go train. So we get to this hill. He said, all right, we're gonna hike to the top. Because Kayla's checking out the back of this. Hike to the top of this mountain. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like an easy workout. So we get to the quasi top of this mountain. He said, all right, so here's what we're gonna do for a workout is we are going to full sprint this loop. And we have to get here in 4 minutes. He said this is like 0.75 miles or something like that, whatever it was. And you're already at a few thousand feet in elevation, and most of the trails actually high elevation. You start at the top, but then you go around, you start doing this thing, go down, and then you come back up. So the hardest part of the hike is at the end, and that's when you have to be full sprinting. He said, I'm gonna start my clock at 4 minutes, I'm gonna set the pace, and we have to get back in 4 minutes. I said, okay. So we do it, and we start going, we're running up the hill, and we get back in like 3 minutes and 55 seconds or something, and I'm wheezing, I'm out of breath. I lay down, I'm like, Billy, great workout. He's like, Josh, that's set number 1. We're gonna be doing this 4 more times. I was like, no, we're not. But he said each time we have to get quicker and quicker. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So he said, get the fuck up, fat boy. So then I get up and we do it again. And this time it's like 3 minutes and like 54 seconds, and he's pushing me a little bit harder. And the second time I'm just fully destroyed. He said, all right, dude, we're gonna take less of a break this time. And then boom, 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 we kept on doing it. And the last two, we didn't finish, or I didn't finish under 4 minutes. He smoked me, and he got actually faster every single one. The last one, he finished like 3 minutes and 45 seconds. He just freaking blew me out the water. I finished in 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and I was dead. And then he said, all right, now it's time for the burnout. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? The burnout? We just burned out. I'm done. And he said, I'm gonna give you a minute head start, and if you let me catch you, we're gonna do it 5 more times. I was like, this is not gonna happen right now. This guy's, first off, like 55 years old. So anyway, we go, he catches me like quickly too. So afterwards, he told me the moral of the story and how to train effectively to get maximum distance, because previously I told him that I used to train to run long distances. And he said, well, how do you do that? And I said, well, 1 week I would train and I would run 15 miles in a week, and then I would train 20 miles, and I would do 25 miles, and then 30 miles, and I would continuously increase the amount of mileage that I was running. He said, well, how much quicker was your mile time getting on average each week when you were doing these longer distances? And I said, they weren't. I was running the same distance every single time. He said, that's terrible training. He said, when I was training for the Olympic gold medal, and the way that I still trained for maximum cardio and to get maximum results is you want to train at a pretty high rate. He said, if you train like this, where you're doing very intensive increments and you're doing this for max speed, you will actually be able to run longer distances, because this is working your heart way more. And I know that it was. I was fucking destroyed. But also, he said, it's gonna make your every mile faster. So he said, if you did circuits like this, and then you did 1 long run per week, each mile you would start to get quicker and quicker, your cardio would be better, and you would be able to go longer distances easier. So he said that he was doing stuff more intense than what we were doing every single day. Like, he would do it pretty much every single day, 10 sets when he was training for the gold medal. And I can't even fathom doing what we were doing more intense. But this guy was 55, and he was fucking just an easy like mid-Sunday morning workout for him. So how does this relate? Because I have a business channel. That's what I think about every single day. This is actually how I try and structure my workday, where I am doing hyper intense focused tasks and getting everything done with purpose. This is something that I still mess up virtually every single day, where I don't know why I do this, but I'm working on something, I get a text from a different client, and I instantly work on what that person did, and then I start doing that, I finish that, then I go back to what I was working on, then I get a text, then I do that, And I always get off track and distracted and multitasking, doing a multitude of different things instead of being hyper purposeful about a task and being very eccentric. Get this done, then get the next thing done, then get the next thing done, and do it with a lot of speed and do it with intensity. Where instead of trying to work for a 12-hour shift, work hyper intensely in 5 to 6 1-hour shifts, because that's actually, you can get way more done if you do a hyper intense of focused work in 1 hour. And then I like to change locations, maybe get a coffee or a third coffee, then do another hyper intensive shift, and then the same thing, rinse and repeat. And I actually get way more work done than if I'm just running a long run. The same psychology of doing these short-term sprints. And the reason why this was top of mind is because I was training with Kayla's brother today, and for some reason I thought of doing Billy's workout, because last time I trained with Justin, her brother, we were doing his workout, and I was like, well, what can we do that's a bit unique? I said, let's do Billy's workout. And all we did was 3 sets. You know, you guys know that, right? We're in Kayla's room right now, where you're pedaling, and then you're also, so you're pedaling as fast as you can with your legs, and then you're also pulling. It's like a stationary bike where you're also doing them. It's like one of the hardest cardio workouts. So we were going all out for a minute, and we only did 3 sets. And at the end, my legs were wobbling so bad, I didn't know what the hell to do. I was like fucking just laying.
You said to sit down, right?
I was laying. We went to go do other exercises, and I just had to like take like a long breather of just like death on the floor. My legs are sore right now. I don't even know what happened. So
I want to try it.
Yeah, we'll put Kayla through the ringer next. The moral of the story is intensity and a lot of focus in what you're doing can actually have a better result of just doing like a longer duration. Because I know that if I train like this, and I know I did 3 sets today, if next workout I did 4 sets of going all out for a minute, and each one trying to get better and better and better, and then 3 weeks from now I was doing 5 to 6 sets of all out for a minute, my cardio would be incredible versus just getting slightly further distance at the same pace. Exact same psychology for how I'm trying to get better at working more effectively to get more shit done, because that's the only thing I care about. I don't care about working 12 hours a day. I just care about getting way more shit done, better, faster. Now we're gonna go to bed, even though I'm not tired because I jammed out on an energy drink right after the gym at like 3:30, and this was my first time having it. It was like 200 milligrams of caffeine. It was called the Focus. And so, you know what I am right now, Kayla? I'm focused. Cut.